So go ahead and lay down on your mat for me and bring your knees into your chest. And I just want everyone to start by taking a nice little rock from side to side. Let that lower back just melt into the mat and just start taking that big inhale and exhale. And then I want you to hold on to that right knee and let your left leg extend nice and long. Pull that right knee in towards your chest. If you want to circle it around, you can, but just feel that nice stretch. And then when you're ready, take a big inhale. And on that exhale, let go of that right leg, pull your left knee into your chest. Big pull here, option again to circle that leg around for me. Perfect. And then bring both knees back into your chest. One more time, big inhale here. And then you're going to place your feet flat on your mat. Your hands will come behind your head. We'll go right into those regular crunches. So on your exhale, you'll lift all the way up to the top of that range, and then you'll inhale to lower back down. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. We're just going to build on that initial crunch. What I want you to think about is driving your feet into that mat so heels will stay down. And then as you lift up into that crunch, think about tucking your tailbone under, pulling that lower back into the mat, focusing on keeping your elbows wide for me. We're going to make a little bit of a change here. It's not a pulse at the top. I'm going to have you start reaching your right hand past your left knee. You'll come all the way down, and then your left hand will reach past that right, getting into those obliques. So I want you to still think about a full range movement here. You're still bringing those weight into your heels, except when you tuck your tailbone under, it's going to be to that right side or to that left side, finding that pinch as we get those obliques warmed up here too. So still full range of motion coming all the way down, and then you'll reach all the way up. From here on this next one, I want you to reach towards that left side with that right hand. Keep your left hand behind your head. Now take a little pulse up an inch and down an inch. So you're just reaching past that left knee with that right arm, tiny little controlled pulses here, finding that tuck. So just stay on the top for me for 8. Good. For 7 and 6, you've got 5 and 4. Hold on to it for 3 and 2. On 1, you freeze for me right here. Come up 1 more centimeter. Hand comes back behind your head, and you're just going to twist from side to side. You twist left elbow to that right knee, right elbow to that left. We're going to meet on that other side in about 8 seconds. You're just rolling through the top. You haven't come all the way down yet. In 4, good. In 3, last 2, wherever you are, meet me on that opposite side. Now reach that opposite hand, protect that neck, and start pulsing up an inch and down an inch. It's a tiny little pinch happening in your obliques. Your feet stay flat. They're about shoulders width distance apart. 6 and 5. Good. You have 4 more counts right here. 3 to go. Final 2. On 1, you're going to hold for me. Come up 1 inch higher. Hand comes behind your head. You come into that center. Lower down. Exhale. Squeeze. Lift right where you started in that center crunch. Lower down. Exhale. Squeeze to lift. Find that tuck in your tailbone for me again, and just coming right towards that center. You're going to meet me at the top of that range. Your legs are going to float to tabletop. We're going to go into a slow bicycle. You're not going to rush through it. In 5, lift up and hold in 4, final 3. Good. On 2, everybody lift up to that highest point that you can. Hands stay behind head. Now float your legs to tabletop for me. Knees right above those hips. You start with those legs in center. You're going to twist right elbow to left knee, extend right leg, come back to center, hold. So I want the hold in the center, and then you twist. So it's like you're resetting, and then you reach, twist every time. 10 seconds right here. Start slow for me. We'll speed it up. Wait about 8 seconds. Exhale, twist, back to center. Exhale, twist, back to center. You're going to give me 1 more each side, stopping in the center, and then I want you to just go into your twist. You have 20 seconds in a bicycle. In 3, in 2, now just twist through center. Every time that you come up, know that you're not racing through this. You're just trying to find that really big lift, that pinch in your lower abs as you bring belly button towards that forehead. You have 10 seconds here. You can start to pick up that pace. Twist for 9 and 8. Good. 7 and 6. You have it. 5 and a rest. 4 and a rest. Go 3. Don't quit. 2. On 1, you rest. Knees into your chest. Big inhale here. Nice job. Big inhale. You're going to take those feet. You're going to stick them towards the ceiling for me. You're going to take those hands. You're going to reach all the way up to center, lower down with control. So full range, coming all the way up If your feet are flexed, you're trying to touch those toes. If your toes are pointed, you're trying to touch those ankles all the way down. Exhale, lift and squeeze for me. All the way down, exhale, lift and squeeze. We're gonna change this movement. You're gonna stay at the top of your range. You're gonna reach right hand past left ankle, left hand past right in 3, in 2, stay at the top of your range, and now just reach towards the opposite ankles. I want you to try to find some length in those legs. I know that they're nice and warm, but you're just reaching past each ankle. 10 and 9, you've got it. 8 and 7, keep reaching for 6. You've got 5 and 4, final 3, beautiful, and 2. Hold for me at that top on 1, hold for me at that top, freeze right where you are. Good, grab that left foot, right leg comes down to a hover, and then that right leg comes up, left leg comes down. So you're just in your single leg switches for me. Single leg switches for 10 and 9, good, 8 and 7, we finish in our bicycles, in 6 and 5, yes you can, 4, 3, final 2, on 1, bend those knees, back to tabletop, hands behind your head, twist in your bicycles to finish, twist in those bicycles, and then you'll be out of those abs. Fighting to keep up in that nice form that we've been working on, elbow coming towards that knee. Every time that you lift, I want you to think to yourself, can I pinch any further? Can I twist any further? You've got 10 and 9, final 8, and you're out of it. 7, 6, good, 5 and 4, you've got 3, 2, 1, and you rest. Nice job, knees come into your chest, beautiful. Big inhale here. Take a moment, take a sip of water if you need it. You're gonna meet in your planks. We've got a minute and a half there, and then we're gonna get ready to stand. Once you take that sip of water, in about 5 seconds, I want you to meet me on that, in that forearm plank for me. So find your forearm plank when you're ready. Good. All the way down, spread those fingertips out, forearms are on your mat, perfect. And then I want you to find your legs glued together from those ankles into that inner thigh, perfect. You're holding here. We've got those taps out with our feet. We've got some reaches with our arms, and then we're gonna get ready to stand. So mental pep talk here. Go ahead and open your feet for me. And then I want you to start with your reaches. So you're gonna reach right arm in front of you, bring that arm back, and then reach left arm in front of you. Good. Once you're there, what I want you to think to yourself in this forearm plank is you're finding those really big reaches. So in those reaches here, as you start to get fatigued, I want you to think to yourself, you can always drop to your knees if you need to, but we're just in those reaches for 8 and 7. You've got 6 here, 5, good, 4 more reaches, 3 and 2. Come back to that forearm plank, hold, feet come out, out, in, walk out, out, in and in. Good, you're starting to fatigue here. Think about your lower abs. You're in that forearm plank for me, tapping in and out. You tell that internet it better be nice to you. You got it. Keep tapping for me for 8 and 7, good, 6 and 5, you've got it, 4 and 3, final 2, hold for me, final hold. Everyone's just in their forearm plank hold right here. Don't worry, you're just missing that plank series. Big inhale here, 20 seconds for me. In 20 seconds, we're gonna get ready to stand up. So what I want you to think about right here is what's happening in that core. Can we lift our glutes up just a hint? Tuck your tailbone under, pull shoulders away. Fabulous, Courtney, don't lose that. You've got 10, 9, and 8. You're walking up to your hands, finding your downward dog for me. In 6, good. In 5, final 4, 3, 2, hands come up. If you need your child code, you can, but meet me in that downward dog. And I want you to just start pedaling out those knees for me. Was that a pleasant little surprise for 2? Big inhale here. What I think about is just letting those legs find that nice stretch. Walk your hands into your feet for me, feet into your hands. And then we're gonna go ahead and roll ourselves all the way up to the top. Big roll of our shoulders to the back of the room. Big roll of your shoulders to the front of the room. Options here, Balas can come on ankles if you want to, whatever you wanna do to advance your leg work here. We've got some lunges, we've got some side lunges, squats, we've got some good things to get those legs moving around. Perfect. So from here, what I want you to do is make sure if your balas are on, that's fine. You're going to start in an alternating reverse lunge for me. I am going to have a little bit of an up and down movement. If it gets to be too much, I'm going to give you the modification, but you're going to start in your alternating reverse lunge in 3, alternating reverse lunge in 2. Here we go. You're going to tap right knee down, stand all the way up, power to the top. Left knee comes down and you lift. Anyone who has any injuries in those knees or they're not feeling good, you don't have to come all the way down. I want you to be slow and controlled in these lunges because I want you to find some power here. So you lower down and then you stand and squeeze. You're alternating in your lunges. Whatever foot is forward is the heel that you're driving through as you stand for me. You're going to come into some squats after this, but take your time. It's all big movements. I don't have you in any holds or anything yet. So just think about that big motion. I'm just getting your legs warm. You turn this into a body weight squat in 10, in 9, keep alternating, 8, in 7, beautiful, 6, last 5, you've got it, 4 and 3, final 2 right here, meet me at the top, open those feet up a little bit wider, toes at 11 and 2, or 10 and 2, and then you're gonna sink down in your squat, big squeeze at that top. Sink down into that squat and then big squeeze. Watch your chest coming forward here. What I want you to think about is that your seat is coming down. Your chest is still nice and proud. So you're still looking up right in front of you. Think about those shoulders staying relaxed as you come down. And then you give me a really big squeeze of your glutes at the top. Lower down with control, and then you lift and squeeze. You are going to meet me at the bottom of that squat in about 10 seconds. I'm going to have you, for those with no knee injuries, you're coming down to your knees, coming right back up to your squats. If you have any knee injuries, you can pulse at the bottom for me, and you're just going to stand right back up. In 5, we hold at the bottom. In 4, 3, 2, on 1, everyone's at the bottom. You walk right knee down, left knee down. You walk back up to your squat. You stand lower. So we're just walking down to right knee, down to left knee, back up to your feet, and then give me that big squat. Your heart rate's going to come up here. If it is too much to come onto your knees, just give me 3 pulses at the bottom and stand right back up. If not, I want you to give me that full range squat. You walk down to right knee, to left knee, back up to right foot and left foot, stand up nice and tall. You've got it. 10 seconds here. Don't give up on it. 10 seconds. And you're going to meet me in that standing position. You're almost out of this little bit of a leg warm up that we added in here. In 5, make sure you get down there one more time. In 4, good. 3, everyone's got time for one more. In 2, all the way down, stand up and then turn to your side. We're out of that leg warm up. Big inhale here. You're standing in the middle of your mat because I'm going to have you stepping both ways. From here, you're going to step to that left side in that side lunge together, right side together. You're right into your first series. That was our little warm up with our reverse lunges and our squats. Now I want you to think about your heart rate. Side lunges here, take your time. As you step out to that right side, think right knee tracks over right ankle. You press through those pinky toes as you stand all the way up the side of that foot. Squeeze your glutes. You're alternating here. I want both sides getting nice and warm. You step to that left side together. You step to that right side together. Everyone's going to go on to that left side hold for me in 5. Left side hold for me in 4, 3, 2, hold on that left side. Hold on that left side. Yes, you can. I want little pulses now. I want you to bend that left knee down an inch and up an inch. I want your chest to stay proud. I want all of your toes facing forward, parallel, and you just pulse. I want you to think about squeezing from the side of that cheek down into your thigh, and then your right inner thigh is on fire. 8 and 7. Yes, you can. 6 and 5. We hold in 4. You've got it. 3. In 2, on 1, listen to me here. All you're doing is sliding through center to that right side, back over to that left side, slide over to that right, and then back to that left. Yes, you can. You're sliding from side to side. Stay low. Stay low. You have it. You're going to meet me on that right side in 10 and 9. Slide weight over to that left, press it over to that right. For 5, you meet me on your right side into your pulses. Do not stand up yet. In 4, in 3, beautiful. 2, stay on that right side, little pulses. You're on that right side, pulse it down an inch and up an inch. Good. Yes, you can. Pulse it down an inch and up an inch. Get those inner thighs nice and warm for me right here. 8, 7, 6, and 5. Yes, you can. 4 and 3. You're here for 2 on 1. Straighten those legs out. Turn your toes out. Feet are now at that nice external rotation. Hands come to prayer. We sink down for 1 count, right back up. You're in your second position. Lower, lift and squeeze. Good. Lower down, lift and squeeze. It should feel so good on your hips. Press those knees apart. You're right into that second position. So you were in your side lunges, waking up outer and inner thigh. Now you're in your second position, pressing knees back. As you slide down that imaginary wall and then you come back up that wall, I want you to think about pressing knees away from each other as you come down, squeezing from your glutes as you stand. You meet me at the bottom for pulses in 5, lower, good, 4, lift for 3, last 2. Here's the last time you stand. Now come all the way down and start to pulse for me. All you're doing is squeezing and releasing. Keep your knees pressing back. You squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Think to yourself, as you pulse down, your knees press back. The weight is in your heels. Everyone's shoulders look nice and relaxed. Good. Really strong right here. You have 8 and 7. We hold in 6. You're going to want to stand up. Don't do it. 4. Ignore what your mind is telling you. 2. Everyone freezes here. Can you pop that right heel up nice and high? Keep your left heel down. Hold. Start in that isometric hold. Now take a big inhale. If your hands are pressed together, can you contract through your abs? Now pulse just with that right heel lifted, left heel down for 8, for 7. Control it. Think about how high that heel is. Can you press that knee back? You've got 4 and a hold, 3 and a hold. Good. 2 and a hold. Freeze right where you are. Right heel only. It lowers and it lifts. Just that right side. Yes, you can. Can you keep it isometric? Right heel lifts, right heel lowers. 3 more. Lift and lower. Good. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Hold. Left heel comes all the way up now. Don't stand. You don't need to. Start pulsing it again. Fight for it. Your left heel is lifted. You're pressing down. Think about the same intention that you just had on that other side. Press that left knee back and you're driving your tailbone down to the mat for 6. Yes, you can. For 5, we've got a hold in 4. In 3, I'm going to let you stand after this next change. In 2, you freeze for me. Can you just lower that left heel and lift that left heel? Lower that left heel. Lift that left heel. Yes, you can. Lower it down and lift it back up for 3. Good. For 2, both heels are down. In 1, you stand all the way up. You sink right back down. Full range. Here's your active recovery right here. A little bit of a stretch, active stretch. Think about this full range. I want your heart rate up a little here. As you lift, you squeeze your glutes as tight as you can, and then you come all the way back down to the bottom. Your knees are pressing out. We're going to focus on both heels lifting in 5. Lift for 4. Lower for 3. Lift for 2. Now come down and hold for me. Come down and hold. Can you lift both heels up? Can you lower both heels? Control it. There's no pulse. It's just a lift of those heels and a lower. Keep your knees pressing back. Inner thighs should be on fire. We're going to leave those heels lifted in 3. Good. In 2, leave those heels lifted. Add your pulse back in. If it's too much, drop your heels, find your pulse. But I want you to fight for it. You're almost out. 2 changes left. You're pulsing right at the bottom. Your chest is nice and proud. Your back is flat. Your knees are pressing back. 6 seconds. You can do this. 5. We alternate heel lifts with a pulse in 4. In 3, yes, you can. 2. So you seesaw almost those heels, lowering them and lifting them. You keep that pulse. When right heel lifts, you pulse. Left heel lifts, you pulse. All you have is a hold lift. Can you give me 20 more really strong seconds? I know you can. Pulse. 5 and 4. Here's our final hold in 3. Yes, you can. In 2, press palms together if you need to. Hands can come overhead. I'd like both heels to stay lifted. I want your legs to shake. Press your knees back. Trust your body. It's 8 seconds. Can anyone give me 1 more centimeter? Yes. Beautiful. 5, 4, 3 and 2, 1. Stand. Here's where it's me. Come right to the top of that mat. You go right back into your reverse lunges for me. I will give you a break after this. You're out of that second position, right back into your reverse lunges while your legs are tired here. Final 3 changes before I give you a hint of a break. In these reverse lunges, you're warm now. So when I made you stand and you first started stepping back like this little like baby giraffe, that's like, wait, I have to move my legs now. Now you're like, I'm warm and I can do this for days. Step back, drive your knee forward, press through that front heel. Don't cheat yourself. Think about how strong you are for 10 and 9. You've got it. 8. We go into our squats in 7. You have 6 here. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you go up and down on those knees again. 5, and you're in your body weight squats. And 4 and 3. Beautiful. 2 body weight squats now. Drive your booties down and you lift and squeeze. We combo to finish. So you'll have a squat and some lunges, but I won't make you go down on those knees again. From here, you have 15 seconds in your squats. How is your form? Can we check in with our bodies? Shoulders stay relaxed. You're driving through your heels, trying to rip that imaginary towel apart. And then when you press all the way up, you've got to press your knees apart. 10 seconds, let heart rate come up. Everyone should be sweating right now. You've got 8 and 7. Good. 6. We have 1 squat, a reverse lunge on each side. And 5 and 4. Yes, you can. 3 and 2. Put it all together. Last 30 seconds. You give me 1 squat. You give me a reverse lunge right, a reverse lunge left. It's okay if your feet are a bit wider here or if they're more narrow. Just think about your knees. 20 seconds. 1 squat, a reverse lunge on each side. So 2 lunges. Finish this out. Leg series is almost done. You get a little bit of a break. I know you are feeling it. You've got 10 and 9. Don't give up on it. 8 and 7. Good. 6 and 5. Final 4. No holds. 3 and 2. 1. Rest. Everyone stands up. Give those legs a little bit of a punch for me, and then grab your leg weights and go right into arms. We just moving quickly today. From here, I want you to grab those weights, and then I want you to find that nice parallel position with your legs. You're welcome to keep your Balas on. We're not going to use them for a second, so use your legs. So if you want to take them off, you can. Your Balas, that is. You got to leave your legs on. From here, I want you to take those weights and I want to go into your back. So I want your palms to face your quads. And then I want you to hinge forward, sink your seat back as like you're going into a deadlift for me. Then I want you to keep your palms facing those quads. You're going to open up into that 90 and then you're going to bring your hands back down. So from the front, all we're doing is opening up into that hangman, squeezing the top of our backs and releasing. Big squeeze at the top and then release arms down. I know these weights are light. What I care about right here is how you're squeezing. As if there was a pencil point or I was putting my finger right between your shoulder blades and you wanted to squeeze it at the top. Think inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze, but you've got to contract through that tummy too. Make sure your belly button's pulling in. Let's meet ourselves at the top for pulses in 3. Good. Get one more in. 2. On this last one, up and hold. Now just think back an inch and down an inch. So you're squeezing up and a tiny release. Squeeze, contract, tiny release. You're right in that upper back. Think about your hinge here. As you're hinging forward, you're pulling belly button and you've got a soft bend in your knees. If you need to stand up, you do it. You need a stronger. Let's put it together. 3 pulses in a full range movement here. We release those arms down. We squeeze up, 2, 3, and we release. We squeeze it up, 2, 3, and we release. Stay here for me 15 more seconds. Yes, you can. Think about when you're squeezing. On that exhale, belly button's pulling in to protect lower back, but you're trying to break that pencil between your shoulder blades. We release those arms in 3, palms face each other, in 2, release down on 1, palms face each other, soften the bend in your elbows, you open up into your fly, you lower down. You always start single count right here. You lift up, and then you lower with control. Think about your exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. 8 here, 7, good, 6. You've got 5, nice. 4, are you breathing? 3, pulsing it up in 2. Everyone meet me at the top, little pulses, but think about your forearms. Everything is nice and wide here. 6, good. 5 and a hold, no combo movement, just a hold in 4, 3, good. 2, everyone freeze. Hold those arms out nice and wide. Yes, you can. Top of your back should be on fire. Bend your knees, hinge forward. 6 and 5, we stand in 4. Don't quit. It's 3 and 2 on 1. Lower those arms, stand up nice and tall. Arms come right out in front of you, palms face down, and we start to circle. So let's get those shoulders now. Back is warm, so we're going to fatigue a little bit here. What I want you to think about is the softened bend in your knees. I know some of you missed abs, so I need you to contract through your bellies as you circle those arms. We're going to reverse in 3, reverse in 2, reverse that circle. I liked arms on Tuesday. I feel like I got warm during those and I didn't even think of a weight. You've got tiny little controlled circles here. You're keeping those arms up nice and high. You ready for that bend and press? We're gonna love it so much. In 3 and 2, little bend, extend, find your triceps, bend, extend, find your triceps, little bend and press. I don't care how fast you go, but I want a really big squeeze here. 8 and 7, you've got it. 6, keep squeezing. 5 and 4, we're there for 3 and 2. On 1, you hold, palms face each other, alternate your hammer curls. Think about keeping those elbows up nice and high. Shoulders are warm, back is nice and warm. And now we're gonna find biceps and triceps. You keep reaching, you keep squeezing, alternate in that hammer curl, keep those elbows up nice and high for 10, for 9, yes you can, 8 and 7, we've got it, 6 right here, it's 5 and 4, arms at 90, and 2, last one, arms at 90, little pulses up, little bend and press, we press and press, yes you can, 10 and 9, good, 8 and 7, start to walk them out for 5, good, 4, 3 and 2, 1, hold for me. You're in a goalpost position. You're going to press that right arm overhead, that left arm overhead, and then both arms go up together. Slow it down and think about your arm going through mud, through water. It's like you're pulling something down and fighting that movement. You press and then you pull. I want a right side, a left side, and then I'd like both to go together. I want you to think about your knees staying bent right here. Your belly button is pulled in toward that spine, and you're thinking, can I get my shoulders nice and warm right here? Pulling all the way down, resetting. Hold for me in 4. Good. Wherever you are, finish that last one. In 2, everyone freezes. We rotate down, we rotate up. Shoulders should be warm. Good. Rotate down, we rotate back up for 10, 9, 8, 7. Good. 6 and 5. High hammer curl. It's going to be wide. In 3. Good. In 2, on this last one, hold it up. Full extension and we bend. You're not coming all the way in. I want you to go about 3/4 and then extend, squeeze triceps. In, extend, squeeze triceps. 10 and 9, hold on to it. 8 and 7, yes you can. 6, arms down in that T. In 5, in 4, you've got 3 and 2, hold them out on 1, palms face down, we circle. Palms face down, we circle. You're getting there, you're almost done. Think about how long and strong these arms are. Squeeze your tricep, pull belly buttons in. Now reverse that circle. 8 and 7. We have that bend and press on deck right here. In 5 and 4. Keep going. 3. Yes, you can. 2. Bend and press. Bend, press. Bend, press. Bend, press. Don't lose it. Bend and press for 10, for 9. You got to hold for me. In 8, in 7. You've got 6 more here. It's 5 and a hold, 4 and a hold. Last 3 and 2, 1. Freeze. I know you want to drop them. Don't do it. Don't break it. Turn palms to me, palms away. Palms to me and away. Breathe. I have 1 change left for you. 1 change left. I know you have this. I want you to get them back up there all together at the same time. You have this. Final 5 and a hold, 4 and 3. Last 2 on 1. I want palms facing away. I want you to squeeze your triceps, bring your arms in a couple inches and trust your body. I need 8 seconds from you. 7 and 6. Yes, you can. 5, 4, 3 and 2, 1. Rest. Weights come down. I like how you guys are like at the same time, like a dirty look, and you couldn't do anything with your hands because they had weights in them. Put your weight to the top of your mat and ditch those weights for a second. We have 3 changes in our plank. We're going to stay down for that last 10 minutes of work, get a little bit more traditional. So meet me at the back of your mat. 1 set of push-ups today. They're headed your way. So take a sip of water. Everyone meets me in that first high plank. You can drop to your knees. I want a hand release push-up, but I want to lift at the bottom, all the way up, hands come up, and then you press all the way back up. So I want you to hand release. Think about your upper back, squeeze, lift to those arms, and then you come all the way back down. It's a hand release push-up. You only have 1 set of push-ups today. The only thing that's happening is you're getting ready to come into your forearm plank after this. So just mental pep talk here. You have 15 seconds in this hand release push-up. At the bottom, you're lifting and squeezing those shoulder blades together. Beautiful. And then you're pressing back up to the top. 5 seconds. You've got time for 1 to 2 more for me. In 4 seconds, you're not taking your rest. You go into your forearm plank in 3, in 2. Everyone find your forearm plank and hold for me. Find your forearm plank. I do not care if you come to your knees. I want you to just fight to stay in your plank. Now open those legs up. If you're on your toes, you go back into your reaches that we've been working on. You reach left arm, good. You reach that right arm. You think about how strong you are. It's that last little bit of work in your arms. And as you're reaching, you are not cheating yourself. You're keeping your hips square and you're breathing. You don't have to hold your breath during this. That is not the competition I want you to have with yourself. I want you to give me 4 more reaches. In 3 more reaches, you're gonna hold and you walk those feet out, out, in. You can do this. 2 more reaches. Last reach right here. Beautiful. Nice, Kathleen. Everyone, out, out, in. It's out, out, in for 10 and 9. Good. It's 8, 8, 7, 7. Good. 6 and 5. Keep walking. 4 and 3. Yes, you can. 2 on 1. You freeze. Final 25 seconds in a plank and you're out. You don't get to go into a plank again today. I don't even know who we are. Breathe for me. This last 20 seconds has to count. Can you take a big inhale? On the exhale, can you contract through your abs, tuck your tailbone under, press those shoulders away from your ears? Everyone looks great. 10 seconds, you get a child's pose. In 9, in 8, yes, you can. 7, you squeeze with everything you have. 5 and 4, final 3 and 2, 1, rest. Press back. Good. Open knees up nice and wide. If your balas came on and you want to put them back on, you can. We're going to finish in a little bit of leg work here. You have it. We're coming to our forearms. Take a big inhale. We've just got about 6 minutes of work left, so you're doing great. From here, I know we've got different injuries with wrists and what we prefer to be on. You are welcome to come up to your hands. I'm going to cue the forearm now. I'm cueing the forearm. We'll make some quick transitions. You're going to come up onto your hand for a change, but then you'll go right back down. Press into that mat for me, and then I want you to extend that right leg nice and long. From there, you're going to lift that right leg all the way up to the top. 3 micro changes. It should be a challenge. Top of your foot faces the mat. You start with your bend and press. Tiny bend, big extend. Tiny bend, big extension here. Tiny bend, squeeze through. So notice, we are not rushing right now. What I need you to do is find your form. I'm just trying to burn out your glute here. When you think about what's happening, you're pressing into those forearms so your belly is lifted here. When you bend and press in that leg, it's a tiny bend, and then it's that really big extension. Because you're on your forearms, your leg's going to go a little higher than you think it can. So I know you're finding that centimeter there. Good. Kathleen, your height's perfect. Don't go any higher. You got it. You have 6 more bend and presses. We're going into circles next. I rarely do a circle. I need you to trace a quarter, not an apple or an orange. In 3, in 2, all you're doing is giving me the tiniest circle you can. It doesn't matter which way because we're going to circle in the opposite direction. Keep that leg lifted. I want you to think as you circle, can you just squeeze your cheek and release? Squeeze that cheek and release. Yes, you can. 6 and 5. Keep that leg up there. 4 and 3. You've got 2. Now reverse that circle. Keep that leg lifted. Is your belly button pulled in? Are you nice and controlled? Squeezing from center booty. 6 and 5. We pulse it up an inch and down an inch. And 4. Good. And 3. Yes, you can. 2. Now just squeeze up an inch and down an inch. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. This all comes from your booty, not your toes. Squeeze and release. Yes, you can. Squeeze and release. We walk up to our hands in 8. Don't look at that leg. Look right to the edge of that mat. 5, 4. Keep squeezing. 3. Everyone walks up to their hands in 2. Keep that leg lifted on 1. Walk up to your hands. Extend your left arm. You bring that elbow to knee. Full extension. Elbow comes into your knee. Full extension. Legs should be fatigued right now. We just add in those abs and that first shoulder, your left shoulder. Good thing is you got a first and a second one. 8, 7. You hold it out for me. In 6, this is the only 2 changes on your hands. And 4, 3. Good. 2. Everybody hold it out, hold it out, hold it out, hold it out. Squeeze that shoulder, reach that leg. Yes, you can. Final 10 and 9. You're back to your forearms. There's no break between sides. You can do this. In 5, keep squeezing, belly button in. 4, 3, 2, come all the way down. Arms and legs. Walk back down to your forearms. Bring the weight into your right leg. Extend that left. Lift up, hold. You can always take that right arm and test out that balance. Make sure that you're pressing into that left and then bring it back down.
or place it on your quad. Now I want you to go into that bend and extend. My advanced friends, this is your moment where you can play around with your balance. Your hand can always come onto that leg. You should be on fire here. I know it's 3 small changes, but I want you to breathe through this and think about where you're squeezing. I'm coming for that center booty right here. Bend and press. Bend and press. Your toe is pointed. It's a 2-inch bend, and then it's like you're trying to reach to the back of that room. Your hips are square. Everything comes from the center of that booty into that hamstring, so that line under your butt, giving you that lift. Now I want you to hold for me in 3. You go back to those circles in 2. Now find that tiny circle. The only reason that you're moving is you are squeezing your butt with everything that you have. You're pressing into that mat with your forearms. If you're on your hands, you're just going to have that leg a little bit lower. It'll be at hip height. Either way is fine, but if you want your shoulders involved, you're on those hands. In 3 counts, you're going to reverse that circle. In 2, hold on to it. Now reverse that circle. Make this as deliberate as you can. Think circle, squeeze, and hold. You squeeze that cheek, and then that toe is circling that blueberry, that quarter. In 6 seconds, you got to pulse up and down an inch. 2 minutes of work. You can do this. Up an inch and down an inch. Up an inch and down an inch. Yes, you go for 5. Keep squeezing for 4. Yes, you can. Keep squeezing for 3. Squeeze it up for 2. Everybody hold right where you are. Can you walk up to your hands for me? Don't let that leg drop. Walk up to your hands. You bring that elbow into your knee, and then you give me that full extension. You bring that elbow into your knee. You give me that full extension. I want you to not rush it, but I want you to make sure as you pull that elbow in, you are tucking your tailbone under, like belly button was going to come and touch your forehead. 6 here and a hold. 5 here and a hold. Yes, you can. 4, don't give up on this. You have it. 3, nice friends. 2, extend and hold on 1. Extend and hold on 1. Yes, you can. Extend and hold. Take the big inhale here for me. Reach, reach, reach as long as you can. This is it. It's your last 10 seconds of work. Do not cheat yourself. You reach that arm, you squeeze that cheek. You've got 5, 4 in a child's pose, 3 and 2 on 1. Everyone presses back into that child's pose. Press all the way back. I want knees to come open nice and wide. In about a minute, we'll cut off, but I just want you to find that stretch. As your seat comes back towards your heels and your knees are pressing open, you're going to wiggle those fingertips towards the front of that mat. You'll take that big inhale. You stay here. You meet me in that cat-cow if you're up for it. In about 20 seconds, we'll cut off. But I want you to find that cat-cow, just letting that belly button fall all the way down as you look up to see where that ceiling meets the wall. And then you'll tuck that tailbone under, lifting up that spine, looking between those legs. Really nice work. Finish out your stretches for me here. I will see everybody next Tuesday and Thursday. Love you, ladies.